but we're going to stay on this theme of a focus on the customer. True Potential has a fantastic client engagement layer. They've had really, really strong results in terms of engagement with their client portal, clients actively topping up their ISA, logging in to check on their account. And I often hear from financial advisors and financial planners who are a bit frustrated about the client experience they're able to offer. It's not as slick as they want. And so I wanted to invite True Potential to speak today and to show their client portal to help you see the art of the possible. What is possible with today's tech that you can offer to your clients? So I'm really pleased to have Daniel Harrison, CEO, and Jamie Sexton, Head of Operations at True Potential. We're going to run a demo, quick video demo of their client portal, and we'll have a couple of minutes for questions after the video. If we can roll that video now.
Okay, good afternoon everyone. So what we're currently looking at here is the True Potential client website. And as soon as client logs in, this is available via web or via app via mobile phone. Clients are able to see their valuation and net worth. So you can see the investment amounts here, as well as you can see any other assets that are included in the total portfolio valuation. First thing I want to show you today regarding the client site is how we engage with clients for annual suitability reviews, which is a MiFID II requirement. So every client will have an annual suitability review done on an annual basis. The idea behind this is we can ask the clients some questions, and these questions will lead to whether a full suitability review is required from the advisor. So we can see in my example here, this client has three policies and also 3 goal names. We can see on the left hand side. And we're going to have a look at the retirement plan to start off with. So first of all, for Mr. Thompson here, you can see we've put his goals. So you can see he's got a retirement plan. We can see he's got 4 years for this and he's balanced. So the first question we ask is the goal actually still appropriate at that point? So we're going to say yes. Next, it looks at the risk. So if we say no here, we'll inform the client to fill out a new risk questionnaire. But if he still sees himself as a balanced investor, he'd simply just click yes. It's important as an advisor to understand that clients have appropriate emergency funds, and we would recommend between 3 and 6 months of cash savings within the emergency fund, and it's a question that comes up as a risk question. Are there any changes to the assets and investments? Has there been any substantial changes? So say no there. And then finally, we ask about direct debit. So part of our procedures is to encourage clients to look at their goal and are they putting enough money in? Do they need to put any more funds into their investments? And here they're able to use a nice little graph to say, well, if I added an extra £200 a month into the investment, you can see there the difference that would make towards their goal. We can click yes there if we want to set that up, or no if applicable, and then if there's any changes, click no. So the key here is the questions will lead to potential further questions that may require a client full review from the advisor. If there's no full changes to the circumstances, just by clicking save and continue, the client has followed through, and we can see now that that annual suitability review is done for this year, and we will then re-engage with the client next year. Moving back to the client site, we just scroll down here, we can see, I was talking about the overall investment, and you're able to see the graph and the performance over a period of time just by hovering over. We're going to click into the investments to show in a bit more detail. We scroll down, you can see that this client has got an ISA and a retirement plan. ISA targeted as named as Australia, so it must be an Australian fund. And what we can see from these products, we can see things such as the monthly value, any changes, the asset allocation, as well as overall performance, the amount that was invested in, the amount that the current plan is, as well as other important information to the client. We're going to have a look a little bit on the ISA today, so we just click into the ISA plan. Once again, you can see this is a capital growth attitude to risk. You can see the term, and if the client wishes to go down they are able to edit the goal. And you can see here, there is a little bit of a gap to the goal, which is currently £5,000. And if the client wishes to top up and invest in there, we have something called Impulse Save. So Impulse Save works in the following way. Just click top up. You can see the amount and specify the amount. So if we just put £10 in, we can see the difference that £10 would make towards the client's goal based on the growth assumed rates that we have at the top here. We can put the gap to the goal, so you can see it's telling us how much I need to put in to get back on top of the goal, and also the amount needed to fulfill the ISO allowance if needed be. We'll just click continue. We can select the appropriate debit card, and then it just confirms, and you have to just go through the declarations. So what this has done now, just by clicking that Impulse Save, is that it's added £10 to that ISA. That will hit the client's website tomorrow, and that will be invested into the portfolio of the client's choice that is set, which is Capital Go for this client. You can see now that he's getting closer to the goal. Moving back to the site, there's also other features available to keep the clients fully informed, such as banking, which integrates automatically, as well as investment materials and literature that will help and support the clients understand their investments. As mentioned before, clients also get this all available via an app. So everything that's been shown today, you'll be able to see via an iPhone or an Android technology.
Perfect, thank you. If I can invite Daniel, Harrison and Jamie Sexton to the stage, please.
Afternoon, Heather.
Afternoon.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks for sharing that demo. And I'm loving the Peloton, Jamie. Fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm not that quite much.
Yeah.
I went for the cheap option. I think you were right for going for the premium offering on that. So thanks for sharing that demo. As I said in the intro, I think it's a really powerful example of what's possible in a client portal. And we heard from the consumer focused group that that's seen as, some of them said it was a selling point. Some of them said it was a real value to them. I like to think of it as a value from the financial planner that they can see all of their full picture in one place. Can you talk a little bit about how you've seen engagement with that portal change over the last few months since March?
Yeah, I think it definitely tallies with what you've heard on your focus groups there. So if we look at all of the key metrics last year, which we measure in terms of client engagement, it grew. And I think some of that is as a result of consumers becoming more au fait with technology. Some of it's down to advisors having to provide that type of service, but I think the pandemic has helped accelerate things as well there. So if we look at probably the biggest metric, we had 3.6 million separate logins last year from clients. So that was up from about 1.5 million in 2019. So doubled and then some. The split of that was between the first time ever more clients logged in using the app on a mobile phone, so iPhone or an Android device, than on the website. So that was a first for us as well. But then if you look at some of what clients were doing when they were on the sites as well. So Jamie's video there showed annual suitability reviews. 158,000 annual suitability reviews were completed in the last 12 months. So that's the client logging in and doing the review themselves without the need for the advisor. So the advisor may prompt them, or better still, True Potential prompts them, saying it's time to do your annual suitability review. The client logs in and helps themselves, like Jamie's showed there. If interaction or any kind of intervention is needed, the advisor is then told. But think about the time saving that results, both for clients and the advisors. Going back to, I think, what your focus group was saying is, you don't always want the advisor sat with you doing these more menial type of tasks like an annual suitability review. You can get on with that yourself. And finally, like, so logins up, annual suitability reviews, great figure. But also we had our best year in terms of new investments on the site. So the Impulse Save technology, which Jamie talked about, 38,582 individual Impulse Saves last year from clients for a total of £97 million. So again, that's 40,000 different occasions when clients have gone in and invested £97 million as a total in their own right. So that's how they're using the technology. I think if we then jump across, Jamie, to how clients are also engaging with TP in terms of video calling and phone calls.
Yeah, we really adopted a sort of Teams and Zoom method in terms of advising clients, and I particularly I advised a few clients this year myself with never actually meeting them. It was a phone call in, and we did a one-to-one meeting, and that worked pretty well. And we've had to adopt and go into that method, and it's worked really well. So we have a head office based advisor team, and that's all they do. They do Zoom meetings, they work with clients in that way. And we tend to focus when we're doing that sort of meeting is we get the client to log into their website. We upload all the information via that site, and anything we need to talk about from an advised point of view, we can kind of demonstrate through that route. If there's anything that's changed, so for example, if there's fact find information or KYC information that needs changed, they can do it via their site, and that prompts us as an advisor. So we make sure when we're speaking to clients, the first thing they do is they log in, we engage with that, we remind them of the service that they have and the technology that they can use. Because one of the big things that we found during when the markets were a little bit volatile is when clients are actively logging in, they can see the value of their investments fall as well as grow. And we thought that was a good thing to keep clients engaged. It allowed us to produce more content in terms of video content via the website, which worked really well.
Fantastic. Thank you. And some really, really, really impressive engagement figures, and really using the tech to allow financial advisors do what allows them to make the biggest difference to their customers. I really appreciate you sharing that with us today. Unfortunately, we're so tight on time that we have to move to our next session. But if you wouldn't mind, if you can join the chat, or if there's any follow-up questions, I'll definitely send them through. But I really appreciate that. And I know there's been some great comments in the chat about that. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Jamie.